Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It's great to see everyone. I'm so glad y'all have been able to come out here and join us today. I know it's mandatory, so I appreciate it. First of all, let me just say again, thank you for taking the time to come out here this morning and spend much of your day with us as we talk about some of the changes that will be taking place at Hampton Preston. Today's session is going to focus much on the new research that's been uncovered about the site. I'm really excited to hear the different speakers that will be sharing some of the information that's been uncovered that will add to the interpretation at Hampton Preston. The fall training session, there will be one in the fall. The date hasn't been set yet, but there will be one in the fall. We'll focus a little bit more on the tools that you're going to be provided with to give those tours. We'll actually be handing out the new guide at that point. We'll be talking about some of the other options you'll have for the site itself, such as the hands-on activities that maybe families or even adults might enjoy using at the site, just some of the additional physical changes that will be taking place there. But today is really going to focus on the content. Many of you, most of you, already give Hampton Preston tours, so we're not necessarily going to be reviewing the content that's been given in the tours over the past few years. We know, many of you know those stories already, and if you don't, that's what the guide will be for in the coming time. Today is really going to focus on some of the new content that's going to be shared with the visitors itself, and so I'm really excited for all the different speakers, and we're going to share more details about that in the coming months as well. I'm really excited about our speakers today. We have four amazing speakers. The first two this morning, before we break for lunch at noon, I'm really excited about Dr. Gregg Herman. He's a wonderful professor at Winthrop University, which does have a great connection with historic Columbia. He's a wonderful professor in English literature at Winthrop. He did his undergrad at UNC Chapel Hill, and then his MA and PhD at Vanderbilt.
You're going to look at it. Now, it's really hot up there, so maybe you take one or two down to your supervisor, and let's say that's what you do. Well, when you bring them down, your supervisor allows you to open them up. And as you open up these tomb-like things, this is what you see. First, this picture. This picture. This picture. This one. Notice the same figure, frontal, side. Notice there's some note. The other thing that is probably really important to us are the essential information on those labels. Is there anything on the labels that you know you want to research further? The people.
Wade Hampton.
Wade Hampton. That's right. Taylor. B.F. Taylor. Colonel Wade Hampton. That's good. If it's a prominent person, there should be some records about those people, which can help you discover what is going on, what's the story behind those people. We also have F.W. Green, J. Lomas, and we have information about some kinship groups there. Like you said, we know Wade Hampton. He's very important. You know all about him being in this community, and I would advise reading some biographies if you're going to research this. Wade Hampton, too, is going to be important. And so is also Benjamin Franklin Taylor. Much less is written about Benjamin F. Taylor, but the majority of it, 5 of those 7 enslaved daguerreotypes are listed as being associated with B.F. Taylor's plantation. And so he's going to be key if you want to really experience who those people are and what they did. And we may be able to find something in their owner's property records. So that's all we got to tell their story. But if we work really hard, we may be able to find out something from the other side, enslaved people's stories that are related. That's going to be the trick. That's what we want as people sharing this history. We don't want to bore them just with the genealogy, which is important, but we want them to know what the experiences are like. That's what I try to do as a writer of this material. Okay.
South Carolina Library.
South Carolina Library, the South Carolina State Archives. Those are the places that are going to be of primary importance. We settle down with our giant budget, thanks to Harvard. We get into a nice Motel 6 around in 1976, 74, and we go to work in the archives. First thing we're going to do is dive into Benjamin F. Taylor's papers, probate records, census data. These are the things that we want. When people die, they leave their property. And if we want to find enslaved lives, we dig into the plantation owners' property records, their probate records, and see who they left the enslaved people to. When we do that, it's fascinating because we see how they're valued, specific values placed to them. When we dig into Benjamin F. Taylor's Delia, that one photograph of that lovely young woman is here, right under Sam Blacksmith. Sam Blacksmith is appraised at $1,200. Delia is appraised at $600. Can we learn anything from that data?